Recently had some more goodies sent in. First box here from John S. We have 3 boxes, so make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. Here are all the goodies sent from John, as well as the note, which I'll show here. You can pause it if you want to read it. Very kind of him to send me some of this cool stuff he had sitting around. We're going to get to each individual item here shortly so you can see it up close, and I will try to provide prices for the ones that I could find prices on. Starting off here with a couple DIN cables from the Blaupunkt, as well as a DIN to RCA, that's for input, and another DIN to RCA. This is the parametric amplifier. It's called the PSA 108, retailed for $199 back in 1989, which is equivalent to about $505 in 2024. It's a very small amplifier here with a built-in parametric EQ. Pretty cool. It has 4 by 25 watts according to this brochure that I found from Blaupunkt that I had converted there to English from German. And also we have the BEQ08A, which is very interesting to those who like light shows in their dash. That's right, this is a half DIN graphic equalizer with a spectrum display, digital. And here you can see it. Yes, very, very cool. These were really expensive back in the day, honestly. And this one was over $300 too. $349 back in 1989. That's equivalent to about $880 today, which is insane. And I'm sure you guys can remember all your rich friends had cool things like this back in the day. I know I didn't. Here you can see some of the functions there for fading, etc. We have an output, a subwoofer out. Those are via DIN connectors. Then we have the 12 volt as well as high level inputs. That's right, you can run this off high level. Gain adjustment, preamp input. And then on the top, we have a subwoofer adjustment as well. This is pretty full featured for a graphic equalizer for back in the day, made in Japan. And again, that same brochure that I had translated to English, you can read some of the specs here about it. He also sent the DIN to RCA adapters, which you would need to have this hooked up to any system virtually these days. Back in the late 80s, or actually early to late 80s, they used a lot of DIN connectors back then. Hopefully they had the RCA connectors so you can still use them today, but there are pinouts so you can figure out how all that worked. Also, the PowerBite 30-watt stereo desktop amplifier, he threw this in. He said he used it with his computer. Has a trackball volume, pretty cool. I didn't pull it out of the box, but you can see here, $19 from All Electronics way back in the day. I think I'll show here a comparison. That was in 2002. I found that ad, so it's about $33 in 2024. Very cool overall. Thanks to John for sending me the goodies. Let's move on to the next box from Kevin L. We have another box of goodies. What could be inside? Well, let's find out. Here we have tons of esoteric audio, RCAs, interconnects, and all the different components to build your own RCAs. And those who remember back in the day, esoteric audio was some of the really high-end stuff everybody wanted to show these off in their system. But it's not all he sent. He also sent some subwoofers, so let's check those out. That's right, friends. The next generation of Funky Pup is Funkin' Audio. The FAX30 is from around 2006 is what I could find when I did the search here on the Wayback Machine. They had a website back then and showed some of their products, including these. Unfortunately, when you clicked on the FAX380, it just went to a page can't be displayed, so we can't see the original specs, but they are on the box here. Pretty much see everything about it, and we'll get them out. These were brand new in the box, never been mounted. So let's take a closer look and see what the sub looks like. And here we have the Funkin' Audio 15-inch subwoofer with the big, huge, flat dust cap. You can see here, stamped steel basket, which is chromed. Very unusual. Also very flashy for those who don't know what they have here. think you might have a lot better quality subwoofer than you really have. But here it is. You can see the push terminals as well, which is nice, even for, I'm not sure if you call these budget subwoofers, but there is the vented pole piece as well. There's a magnet boot. There is the push terminals, which will accept up to 8 gauge. That's right. It has dual voice coils, 4 ohm, 3-inch voice coil, according to the specs we read. And yeah, overall, back in the day, 2005, 2006, around $289 was the retail price. Who knows if that was really the price. $465 equivalent for 2024. And we also found a note from Michael Baker, who was running Funkin Audio at the time. Talks about being in the industry for over 25 years and all about the company, etc. They are defunct, of course, by now. You get it? Defunct. But yeah, it's nice to have these two subwoofers as well as the very cool interconnects from Esoteric Audio. So thanks so much, Kevin. Appreciate that. Now let's move on to box 3. This one's from Rob G and almost got lost in the mail system because there was no suite number on the box and almost didn't make it to the correct mailbox. But let's find out what's inside. Here we go. Oh man, it's a bummer. The tape that Rob left here on the box for his note actually tore part of the graphics off the box, which kind of sucked. But thank you. I don't want to complain about that. Thanks so much for sending this. You guys are going to be blown away when you see what's inside this box if you don't know already. So let's get to it. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Here's the outside 880 watts RMS TR880/2 Soundstream Tarantula series. What could it be? Let's open it up and find out. And here it is, possibly the biggest 880 watt amplifier I've ever seen. This thing is huge. It has handles on it. It has the embossed tarantula there. Old school Soundstream from the early 2000s, I believe. This is not the original tarantula. That one's a 2000 watt, and it actually had the tarantula was kind of inset into the heatsink. Here on one end of this amp, we can see the different settings for crossovers, input and output RCAs, speaker outputs, etc. Again, we'll go over this further in a future video. 4-gauge power and ground as well. But yeah, this thing is massive, and it looks like it was brand new. Unfortunately, it looks like some of the ends there where the styrofoam was sitting up against it kind of discolored the chrome a little bit. But it was handcrafted in the USA, according to Soundstream. Now, I have heard these may have been made in Korea at the time because a lot of the manufacturers had switched over to overseas manufacturing instead of USA because of prices being much better. And a lot of the companies were in trouble. I know Soundstream had been sold a few times by now and after this as well. But here it actually came with the owner's manual and everything else as well. And we'll look here at the owner's manual. You can see the different ratings here. It is rated 880 watts at 4 ohms bridged. This thing, again, is huge for a 2-channel amp. I can't believe how big it is. Unfortunately, there's no date on any of the included paperwork or anything like that, but I will dig and find the magazine which has the price listing and everything for when I do the full video. I just want to do the unboxing today and show you guys what some of the cool people had sent me so we can show it to you in future videos. Let me know what you want to see first here in this amazing stash of goodies. I appreciate you as always for watching. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here.